I've had several favorite games in my life. The precise platforming of Crash Bandicoot Warped, the sheer reactionary speed of Sonic Unleashed, the love letter to collectathons that is A Hat in Time. But when considering which game to make a review of, only the earliest one, the game which defined practically all that gaming means to me, would suffice. That game is Donkey Kong Country 2. The story is as follows. After defeating the vile King K.Rool in the last game, Donkey Kong has taken a well-deserved break, only to be kidnapped by the very goons he trounced before. The ransom? All the bananas that the Kong family has collected over the years. While most of the Kong clan bowed out for one reason or another, Diddy Kong, the sidekick from last time, absolutely refuses to cave in. He knows better than anyone just how much those fruits mean to his idol. And on top of that, this is his chance to take the leading role, to prove his worth as a hero in his own right. Fortunately, he's not alone, as his guitar-playing girlfriend insists on aiding him. With the other Kongs aiding in more ancillary roles, giving tips, offering extra lives, fast travel, saving the game, the two set off to defeat Captain K.Rool, once and for all. Quite a bit deeper than the reclaim your stolen treasure from last time, huh? While DKC2 was in the Kong's backyard, so to speak, this time you're on enemy ground, and the foes are all on high alert. And the game knows it too, with the music, enemies, and locales far more epic, so to speak, than the original game could ever hope to be. Not just that, but this game is also quite a bit more challenging than the original too. Despite receiving it only a year after DKC2, at which point I had already completed said game, this one took me 6 years before I could finally claim mastery over it. And not for a lack of trying either. That's not to say this game is anywhere near the toughest I've conquered, but when that list includes things like I Wanna Be the Guy, Super Meat Boy, Celeste, or Hollow Knight, well, it's still nothing to sneeze at. For those who are familiar with DKC2, Diddy feels exactly the same. Cartwheeling through enemies, scampering across levels at a brisk pace, and tossing any barrels he finds on the way. Dixie Kong, unlike the damselified DK from last time, is much more similar to our current hero. Sure, she's a little slower, and the fact she holds barrels above her head rather than in front of her body makes her quite a bit more vulnerable. But there's one skill she possesses that makes her invaluable. That's right. While Diddy drops like a rock, Dixie can float down like a feather, an extremely versatile tool when dealing with deep shafts full of hazards, or extremely long distances. This means that, unlike in the last game where it was almost always preferable to use Diddy, now there's good incentive to swap between the two. There is one new trick that they both share though. At any time, you can have one Kong get on the other's shoulders, or team up. From there, you can easily toss your partner to higher ground, automatically traveling to their location. Of course, that assumes you have both Kongs available. They double as your hit points. Lose one, and you'll have to find a DK barrel to bring them back. However, they're not the only allies in your quest, even if you discount the various family members cheering you on. No, we also have the Animal Buddies, rideable partners that change the game entirely. Returning from the first game, Rambi, who's practically invulnerable from the front. even giant hornets are no match, assuming they're not fuming red or twice your size. Also returning, we have Enguarde the swordfish, cutting through water and aquatic annoyances alike. Now, by the way, I know it's pronounced on guard, but that was long after I grew used to my own way of saying it. At least where this guy's concerned. And the last familiar face, Squawks, whose power of flight and arsenal of eggs are invaluable whenever he shows up. We also have 4 new faces. Rattly, the snake more springy than Jack-in-the-Box. Squitter, the coolest spider ever and capable of creating platforms in midair. Glimmer, an anglerfish serving the same flashlight role Squawks did in the first game. And Clapper, a seal that can cool down the most boiling water or freeze room temperature liquids instantly. There's also Quawks, but he's just a severely downgraded version of his greener cousin. Not only do you get to ride most of these critters, with a C, not to be confused with the enemy critters with a K, but this game adds another mechanic. In some stages, you can outright become these friends of yours. While they don't control any differently, the fact that you don't get booted off of the animal when taking damage allows for levels to be far more tailored to their unique skills. It's always a treat when one of these levels shows up. Now, to fully complete the game, you can't just run through all the levels. No. In every level, there are hidden bonus areas, each one a unique challenge, and each with a creme coin as the prize. Except for 5 of them, but I'm about to get to that. There's also a hidden DK coin in each level too, the only purpose of which is to prove Diddy's true heroic status, and sticking it to cynical old Cranky, who put them in the levels in the first place. Finally, there's the Lost levels, 5 far more difficult stages that can only be accessed by earning all the creme coins. These contain the aforementioned exceptions to the bonus area rule I mentioned earlier. These goodies require careful exploration of each level, a skill that Mario and Sonic didn't tackle until far later. That may sound daunting, but the eagle-eyed will always be able to spot some sort of clue to their location. But I hear some of you say, what about after I memorize the game? What then? To which I reply, are you sure you memorized it? For you see, like many other great games of the past, this one is uniquely suited to the art of speedrunning. Look at this. Despite 39 levels, 7 bosses, and 75 creme coins, I was able to complete the whole game in only 1 hour and 36 minutes. I had to learn many tricks that had never cropped up in casual play to reach that point, and even now it's one of my most cherished accomplishments. And I'm only a novice speedrunner. Imagine what an expert could do. Fortunately, while any speedrunning process involves many restarts, the same tight gameplay, wonderful soundtrack, and detailed artwork, for sprites anyway, that make casual play so enjoyable also keep the game fresh during the grind. This game may not have been my first game. That would be Super Mario World and DKC2, but it will always be the most cherished one from my childhood. It was the game I ended my Let's Playing career on, prior to my current spiritless run of Smash Ultimate anyway, and one of the few I'll likely play every year. This, more than any game I have ever encountered, gets my absolute approval. For those with a Nintendo Online membership, or who have no qualms with emulating very old games, there is no reason to have not played this masterpiece. Thanks for watching! If you want to see some of my more detailed opinions on this game, check out my Let's Play on the left. Or, if you're interested in what I'm currently up to, visit my Spiritless run of Smash Ultimate on the right. And of course, like, comment, and subscribe if you've enjoyed. With that said, this is ShadwSonic, signing out.